Thanks for joining me for another edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. And this time we'll get an update on what's going on with the Newton Chamber of Commerce and all their activities with KayLea Marchant, who is the executive director of the Newton Chamber of Commerce. But first, a word from our sponsors, the Salvation Army in Newton. They have a quilt auction coming up on the 8th of November. I'll be the auctioneer for that. They have all kinds of beautiful handmade quilts available along with baskets you can bid on. Come on out to DMAC upstairs. Doors open at 6 o'clock. They always have great treats there too. And let's raise a lot of money for the gang at the Salvation Army. Also, you can register to ring bells for the holiday season at registertoring.com. Also by Frontier Cafe in Grinnell and the Pizza Ranch in Newton, and also by Joel Shields. Great guy. I've known him for a long, long time because he's been a Newton resident and pharmacy owner on the Newton Square for a number of years, and he's here to help you with your Medicare questions and selection of insurance plans from many different companies and help you make the best choice just for you. Come see Joel at Interstate Insurance Services on the south side of the Newton Square. Call him at 792-7316 for an appointment, or if you have any questions. This Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast is with KayLea Marchant, who is the executive director of the Newton Chamber of Commerce. We've had a nice conversation with her before, and we thought we'd do a little update on what's going on with the chamber. I know you have a lot going on for the holiday months. KayLea, tell us about that.
We are actually really excited for the holidays to get going here. Coming up November 9th is the holiday open house for the downtown retailers. That's just something that I'm helping push with Main Street. Excited to kind of get all of that shopping for the holidays started. Following the holiday open house, we have our Jasper County courthouse lighting and the parade and festival going on November 29th. So Black Friday Eve.
Sure.
We will be celebrating the courthouse lighting and just announced that we are going to have a special guest.
Oh.
Santa and Mrs. Claus are coming. Yes. So they will be arriving by sleigh, and we have Santa's Workshop, which is presented by our generous members, Central Iowa Sheds. Santa and Mrs. Claus are sponsored by Bank Iowa, and Santa's Workshop is going to be decorated by Decorations this year. So we're really excited for that.
Is the workshop going to be inside the courthouse?
The workshop is actually going to be on the north side of the courthouse, outside. We're hoping to make him a little bit more visible and a little bit more accessible for everybody this year. So really excited about that change.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we'll have the parade. That will be immediately following the lights turning on, and Santa's sleigh will drop him off during the parade there, and he'll be waiting to visit everybody afterward. He'll be back for Shop Small Saturday, so that's a big one that's coming up for us as well. And he'll be back 9 to 1 on the north side of the courthouse to take pictures and take wishes too. We will be with Main Street again for Shop Small Saturday. And we'll have some goodie bags for those shopping. And I don't even know what kind of fun things retailers have going on yet, but hopefully we'll have some of that here soon as well.
Find out some more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
Inside here locally, we are planning for our annual dinner and awards. So we are working on that right now, and just had a conversation about some maybe networking events and things that we'll be working on for 2025. So really excited about that.
That's really good. That's fantastic. So much stuff going on here at the chamber, and you're so busy all the time too. You really are. You have a lot of stuff going on. That annual dinner sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to going to it.
Yes.
And let's talk about the benefits of belonging to the chamber.
Yes. So we have some basic benefits that we have. Of course, that includes an online directory. We have the monthly newsletter. which sometimes gets stuck in the junk mail, right? or we don't get you added or something, but we're working on that. We've kind of revamped it a little bit, gave it a fresh look. We are bringing back our local job boards. That's really exciting for us. It's an opportunity for all of our members to utilize as they have job openings and they're looking for those kinds of things. We are going to be using our business referrals a little bit different. We're hoping to have kind of a business card wall here eventually, and that will be then available for each of our members to have their business card and information there for guests and those coming into the chamber directly. We also have free notary service, which is a little bit different, but that was added when I came on. It's sometimes hard to find one of those.
Sure.
So that is available to all of our members. And then ribbon cuttings. We've been doing a lot of those lately and just having a lot of fun with them. We've had some really exciting ones coming up. But those are some basic ones. Another one that we do have is a dual membership. So it is dual membership with a Greater Des Moines partnership. And that's huge. It takes you from being here with us locally to actually getting stretched to 22 other areas. We're excited to be a part of that region. And that's really exciting for our members too.
That's fantastic. We were talking before the podcast about the ribbon cutting you have coming up for Dusty Clemens, who has a new thing going on. Maybe you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So that is new for the community of Newton, and it's going to be a super cool space.
If you don't know where it is, it's on 2nd Avenue.
Yes.
It's almost right across, maybe it is right across from the Walker Billingsley Law Office there.
Yeah. Almost directly.
Which actually was my dad's real estate and insurance office back in the day. Yes, exactly.
Yes. So you'll know how to get there easily.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, the venue and public house. We're really excited about this one. She's a new member, and they will be having their ribbon cutting and grand opening on November 22nd. If you want to, they have out on Facebook right now, they've got an entire list of fun things that they'll have going on once they're open. There's some cooking classes. I'm pretty sure I saw some mimosas for the morning of Shop Small Saturday. So exciting.
Yeah.
But just a really fun community space for events and gatherings that everybody have going on. So really neat. She also just put a new facade on the front of her building, and it looks so good. So if you have a chance to drive by, check that out.
That is fantastic. That really is. Yeah. Now, let's talk about Newton and memberships. And I see on your brochure that you have a section titled Case Study. What is that all about?
Well, that's actually, it's there to kind of show everybody the importance of the chamber itself. We have highlighted some specific numbers. So essentially, it's just saying that 23% of businesses use their chamber as a best practice to be part of the local community. It is a 73% increase community-wide over the consumer awareness to those of a non-member community, I guess, if you will. And then there's another one where it shows that as a chamber member, 10% of those are surpassing competition just because their name is something that people remember. Another one that they have is 80% of the community is more likely to purchase those goods from a member, somebody that is being talked about and out and about in their community and being involved. And so it's pretty neat. It's actually one that is, actually, I think we found it's online, but it's from a group of our executives, chamber executives overall.
I see.
So nationwide. So it's actually a really neat study, but
okay,
definitely wanted to share that piece.
KayLea, tell us about the chamber ambassadors. What's that all about?
Chamber ambassadors. So those are essentially the arms and legs of the chamber for us. Right now, we are kind of rebuilding that only to build on it and make it better. We are trying to find ways to involve our ambassadors in a little bit larger way, but more important, I guess, for you guys. Even like that's a big piece for you to say, I'd love to be an ambassador. What am I doing? Well, it's not, yes, we want to see your faces for ribbon cuttings and celebrate all of those new things for the community. We really want you to be involved in and find a benefit of that as well. If you're out and about in the community and talking about the chamber, or you're meeting somebody new, or you just started your own business, so you might be meeting people all the time that are like, I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I should. That gives you the ability to kind of talk about it in a more open way too. So we're really trying to define what that piece is for us. But it definitely is a piece in the community where you kind of keep us top of mind and share about us.
That's fantastic. Now, I know because I've joined the chamber, you have different levels of membership, and you're trying to also recruit people who work out of their homes and restaurants. Tell us about that, KayLea.
Correct. So there was always a membership number, I guess, for those who maybe weren't necessarily a business, but were more of an individual supporting the mission of the chamber. And so we just grew upon that. We took it and we are making it more available to home-based businesses, single employee businesses, food trucks, restaurants, nonprofits, social clubs. We really want those guys to feel as involved as we want them to be. Specifically when it comes to restaurants, if we're doing some networking or even some learning, a lot of the times they're busy during those times, lunch and dinner.
Sure.
But we don't want them to not feel involved either. We really do want them to be receiving the monthly newsletters and know what's going on and have the ability to be shared and touted as part of the community as well. So that $100 membership is a basic benefits, some that I mentioned at the very beginning of the podcast, but it's $100 annually. It makes it easy for them to have their information here at the chamber shared with all of the other members and out to the community. One thing that we really want to get going, and we haven't 100% got it announced and shared and all of the things, but we are really trying to step up what we're calling our initiative, Shop Newton 365. There's going to be an upgrade to what our chamber books look like, and hopefully a loyalty card that will come out as well. So when we can start getting some of our smaller businesses out and involved on that list, our restaurants especially, when that is out and official, it just makes going to those places, shopping, eating, and spending time in those areas a lot more fun when you can kind of mix those things. So we really want to push that.
And I know there was a question when you spoke at Rotary about chamber bucks, and there wasn't a lot of publicity about it here in the last year or so. I mean, you didn't hear much about it, but they're still active, right? You can still use them?
Yep. So there are still chamber bucks floating around. In fact, there is a contest right now with the paper. We'll have 100 of them going out here pretty soon. So somebody will be winning $100 in chamber bucks. They are still out. We do still have people utilizing them and members who are taking them. But it's 2025 in a couple of months.
Right.
And we really want to bring that program into 2025 with us too. So we're working on our website. We are working on digitalizing our chamber bucks and making it easier for people to purchase them and spend them in different areas. So it's really, we see it as a huge benefit to our members. Again, especially those who can be frequented with what we'll call a gift certificate. So that's pretty cool.
You're just trying to make it grow.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Get it out there. It truly was meant to be. I mean, that when you hear the word chamber bucks, a benefit to those who are taking them, and then of course to those who are receiving them. So we're just trying to make it put a little icing on it, if you will. I don't want to share too much, but we're getting close to being able to announce that. So I'm excited for everybody when that comes out.
That is fantastic. Does that, you'll have to explain it to me, maybe you already did, but is it something that chamber members get? Do they buy the chamber bucks and from the chamber and then you distribute it to them? How does that work anyway?
Yeah. So I don't want to get into too much with the chamber bucks because that process is going to be changing.
And you're changing it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we will be updating chamber bucks to a gift card. And that will be anybody can purchase. Mm-hmm. So it will be our members of the Main Street District that will be able to accept those throughout the city of Newton.
Okay.
So we'll have people who will receive an email and we'll be working on it to kind of build what that list looks like. Mm-hmm. It'll be a list that will be easy to access. So when the question is like, who does accept them anyway? Does the golf course, who is it?
Yeah.
So that will be easy to get to, easy to see. And grandma in Florida can purchase them and hand them out. We can utilize them. I envision even a realtor being able to utilize them as a thank you to their customers who are moving into town. I also envision companies being able to give them out to employees as Christmas gifts, and all of that's getting spent is staying here locally. So it's just getting used and recycled and moved through the city. And I think that's really big part. And and really that's kind of what the chamber bucks were meant for to begin with. So we're just expanding that a little bit. Like I said, putting the cherry on top and bringing it into 2025. So I think that'll be really exciting.
As executive director of the chamber, and we talked about this on our last podcast, but what do you tell people outside of Newton or even from your own self as far as what you love about Newton and why it is such a great place to live?
It feels like home. I think I had shared this with you during the first podcast. Yes. I'm not from Newton. I grew up racing go-karts in Newton. So I started when I was 7 and I went to college in Des Moines. So I wasn't too far away. And there was many times where I just packed up my laundry and came to Newton and did my laundry because it was quieter. And it felt like home. It was another place that I knew kind of by the back of my hand, or at least enough to feel like, okay, I get a breather when I come here, kind of like you do when you go to mom and dad's. My mom and dad are 3 hours away. So to Newton it was. And, especially now, there's so many exciting things happening in town. And it really is that small town feel. You go to the grocery store, you almost ultimately always get to see somebody that you know and wave and have that conversation. But there's huge benefits. We have a fully functioning hospital. We have a beautiful YMCA. We have parks with their own Christmas light drive-throughs, right? We have a beautiful courthouse downtown. And it is. I mean, when I say home, I really can't imagine, like, you go on vacation, like, gosh, it's so good to be home. And that's just really what it feels like.
And it's a friendly place, too. Yes. You go to a 4-way stop and everybody gets there at the same time. And everybody's like, okay, you go first, or you go first. You know, I mean, it's kind of that way, I think. I just had lunch at the Maid-Rite, and that was where I had my very first job. And I ran into a guy that I was in a play with years ago, and it's a very neighborly, friendly kind of town. It really is. And so if you're listening outside of Newton, Iowa, come to Newton, Iowa, 50208.
Yes.
It's a great place to live, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Call it home.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add before we wrap up here today, KayLea? You have so much stuff going on.
I know. I'm trying to think if we didn't touch on anything.
Do you want to give a birthday shout out?
Oh, yes. My baby is 6 today.
Hey.
Yes. Happy birthday, Tori Jane.
That's great.
Our youngest turned 6 today, so we have a big birthday celebration this evening.
Good.
And
okay.
Happy anniversary, husband. That was yesterday.
Oh, how many years was that?
It was 8 years married.
Good.
We've been together for 16 years, so he's had to deal with me. Yeah.
So if people want to find out more information, I know your digital thing has kind of been upgraded or you're working on it and whatnot, but how can people find out more about the Newton Chamber of Commerce?
You can find us online. It is Newton, Iowa Chamber. and we're on Facebook. There is a new Facebook page, so you'll want to make sure that you're on the new one. Even if you stumble upon the old one, it'll still get you there. We're sharing stuff in both places. We'll have that one as updated as the new one through through the end of December. By January 1st, we won't be sharing to that one anymore. So if you do find that one, make sure you like the new one. You can email us at director@newtoniachamber.com and ask any questions, and we'll work on getting answers out to you. And you can find us at experiencenewton.com for the website, which hopefully will have a new look to that here soon, too.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Our interview guest has been KayLea Marchant, who is Executive Director of the Newton Chamber of Commerce on Out and About with Jamie Grout. This podcast also sponsored by Johnson Aviation, the folks who run the airport, but they also have charter flights available. With a new plane coming in, it has 100 more horsepower, resulting in higher cruise speeds and higher altitudes. Other features include the prop low-speed quiet mode, larger cabin windows, and a newer style refined interior at Johnson Aviation. Also, all kinds of flying lessons available there, too. Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue, Newton. They put a brand new interstate battery in my van the other day, and it's running so smooth, always starts right away with that interstate battery. Also, they're plugging the Veteran Spaghetti Supper coming up Monday, November 11th at 6 p.m. at the Newton Masonic Lodge, number 59. Upstairs, you can enter on the east side that has the stairs, or you can, on the south side, enter the Masonic Lodge and use the elevator that way. And veterans eat for free on that day. And also Clem & Mackey Insurance in Newton, right there on First Avenue, where your insurance policy comes with an agent. On their Facebook page, you can find out the difference between term and permanent life insurance. Learn the language of life insurance at the Facebook page for Clem & Mackey Insurance. And also Newton Clinic PC. They value your feedback. You can go to their website, which is newtonclinic.com, and share your experience. You want to help them enhance their service by leaving a review about your recent visit to Newton Clinic. Your feedback not only helps them improve, but also assists others in choosing quality health care. We're with Dana from Newton Des Moines East KOA, and Dana, I understand you have a handyman service going on. Tell us about that.
Yes, here at Newton Des Moines East KOA, we have a spectacular crew of people that work for us. And some of these people wanted to continue working for us through the winter, so they came up with a plan to create our Newton KOA handyman service. So we, for an hourly rate, we do have a minimum 2 hours for two guys to come out, or two people to come out and take care of the services that you're asking for. We can do all kinds of services: garage clean out, trash hauling, putting up Christmas lights, auto detailing. If you need something done, just call us and ask us, and we'll let you know what we can do for you.
Well, that's fantastic. And we talked about this before, but it's kind of a neat thing. We've wanted to put up Christmas lights around our house. I got to tell you, I don't like getting up on a ladder. I have a fear of heights, but your handyman service will take care of that for you.
Exactly. Our guys will come out. You just let them know your vision, and you provide the lights, and we'll get them put up for you.
Fantastic. All right, let's talk about your storage facility that you have here at KOA.
Well, our storage facility is actually our campground, but it's in the older part of the park where we have to shut it down for the winter.
I see.
Because we can't, the water has to be shut off. And so we have about 60 spaces available where people can bring their RVs or their trailers or their boats and store them in one of our camping spaces for the winter months from October 1st until April 30th. It's only $75 a month or $70 a month if you pay in advance at least 3 months. And it's a great place to put that so that you have more space in your driveway for the winter.
And it's in a safe, secure area.
Exactly. We have security cameras throughout. We staff during the day, and we have on-site management here. In fact, my husband and I live here on site 24/7. So.
All right. And you have a retreat coming up. Let's talk about that.
Well, we have our Vintage Row retreat package. We have 4 vintage campers that we acquired and decorated, and then put patios and picnic tables with them. All of these are from the 1960s. We have a Forester, a Shasta, and 2 Airstreams. We can sleep up to 12 people. And we invite people to call us and come out and take a look at our new vintage row, so that you could come and do a weekend retreat or a week-long retreat. If it, we're open to any kind of customized package that you'd be interested in.
You have said that you named the campers after the Golden Girls?
Yes, we did. Because of the era that all of these campers were produced, we named them after Rose, Dorothy, Blanche, and Sophia from the Golden Girls.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and you're going to just kind of roll out the red carpet for this whole thing. And the thing that caught my attention, of course, I like food, but you're going to have like cookies available too and that kind of thing?
Absolutely. You can rent the vintage row a la carte, where you just rent it and you bring all your own stuff. Or you can do what we call our all-inclusive package, where we provide all the food for you for the entire weekend, along with ice and wood and wine and Ulrich meats and grass-fed beef, as well as the salads and homemade cookies and homemade brownies.
Wow, a lot of fun, good times for sure. So get in on that. And if people are interested in any of these services, how can they contact you, Dana?
All they have to do is call our Newton Des Moines East KOA office at 641-792-2428.
One more time with that phone number.
641-792-2428.
Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you, Jamie.
Until next time, out is out. See ya.